This video is brought to you by LastPass, the world's online leading password manager.
So as we come up to the iPhone 8 announcement, I feel like it's time to talk a little bit about Apple. Before you groan again, I want to give a bit of a history. So I actually owe my career to Apple. All my early videos were Apple focused, whether it was my first video talking about the Santa Rosa MacBook Pro, or spending way more time than I should talking about the little nipple scroll ball on the former Mighty Mouse. Apple's what got me started in this industry. I loved the products, the innovation that went along with it, the fact they're at the forefront of new technologies. I loved what Apple was doing. Around like the iPhone 6, I started to kind of lose interest in what Apple was doing. And despite what you guys say in the comments, I like what I like at the time. I don't really have much of a brand allegiance. My phone time since the iPhone 6 has been split between Samsung, split between LG, HTC, some OnePlus, and some Google-made devices, and sometimes back to Apple. But I don't have a brand that I have to choose or I feel allegiance to and I need to use. I kind of just like what's good for me at the time. And for the past few years, that hasn't been Apple. They've been lacking things that I think other manufacturers have had. Things like wireless charging, which is very important to me, quick charging, previously water resistance, and a high resolution screen to name a few. You look now at sort of the flagship pantheon. It's very design and style centric. You've got a device like the Galaxy S8, which is mostly all screen. Then you look at what the iPhone has, and it's got that giant chin, it's got a big button. It's very reminiscent of sort of the Pixel design, which to my eye does not look that good. And design is really important for me when I pick a phone, so I've kind of gravitated away from Apple. But enter the iPhone 8. At least the rumors of the iPhone 8 is supposed to be, and that passion and love and excitement is kind of being rekindled. So first, design. I love that Apple is finally moving forward with that screen to body ratio of close to 90%. It looks absolutely gorgeous. I don't mind if they have the sort of the cutout on top for the earpiece. I think it looks really good. The Touch ID, when it came out, I think was pretty revolutionary in how fast and well it worked, but it's held back what Apple could do for design because it had to be on the front. So some mock-ups and renders have had Touch ID on the back, some have had it going away, some even say it's in the screen. I'm of the mindset that Touch ID is going to migrate to the back of the phone, but for argument's sake, I'm going to presume that's going to be gone. Apple's going to be relying on a new facial recognition system, allegedly going to be called Face ID. If Apple is relying on Face ID enough to take away Touch ID, it better be damn good. I think it's going to be. It's got to work in all different conditions. It's got to work in direct sunlight. It's got to work in low light with sunglasses on, with glasses on, when it's laying flat on a table. If it can do that, if it can do that really well, Apple will be revolutionary again with the new technology. You know, we've seen iris scanning, we've seen other facial recognition systems. They never worked that well or worked that flawlessly. If Apple is so confident they're going to remove Touch ID for Face ID, that says a lot. Now, if it doesn't work, it's going to be a huge disappointment and probably a big sales disappointment for Apple. I'm starting to get jazzed about what Apple is going to do. It's a design-centric phone. It's Apple going back to their roots. I think it's going to be a really cool device and one that might actually bring me back to Apple. I'm not going to lie, I do miss iMessage, kind of the big thing that always sort of got me back to Apple in previous years. And I think if Apple pulls off this phone, if it's got an OLED screen, it's going to out Samsung in the display front, which is not easy to do. If it ups the resolution to QHD, it should look gorgeous. If it's got that rich, true tone display, pictures are going to pop, text is going to look great. You can see that I'm starting to get excited about it. You're probably wondering, great, John, like, I don't care what you got to say about this. But these are the conversations we have around the office. And I want to know if I'm alone. I know a lot of folks have left Apple, maybe a lot of folks have come back to Apple. Are you guys in the same boat? Are you waiting on your phone purchase? Are you waiting on a Galaxy S8 and waiting on a Note 8 to see what Apple does? You already made up your mind you're going to leave, or made up your mind you're already going to stick with Apple? Leave the comments down below. So before we end this video, I want to thank LastPass for sponsoring it and making it possible. I'm incredibly forgetful. I'm also someone that's been hacked in the past, so having LastPass manage my password relieves all that anxiety. I've got a lot of logins to stuff. LastPass automatically fill it in with web browser extensions. There's a desktop app, there's a mobile app, so I always have my passwords with me. For example, I was the first one in the office the other day and took out my key card with me, and I used my key to unlock our door, and the alarm was armed. I don't remember what my password was. I was able to open up LastPass, find my password, and put it into the alarm system before the alarm went off, all in about 25 seconds. So if you got a hard time remembering passwords or use the same password for everything like a lot of you guys do, LastPass will help. It can create passwords for you. It can generate passwords based on parameters that you want. It's cross-platform, works on everything that you want to be on. Whether you're on Windows, whether you're on Mac or Android or iOS, there's an extension or a dedicated app that's gonna work for you. If you want to keep yourself secure and you're just worried about your passwords, or you want to diversify sort of what you use to keep yourself secure, LastPass is a really great way to go. I trust my information to them. I think you guys should give it a shot as well. And if you want to learn more, we'll link to them down below. So iPhone 8, what do you guys think? Again, I want to hear your thoughts on it. Thank you again to LastPass for sponsoring this video. Leave in the comments down below. Let me know if you're excited again for the iPhone 8, if you're coming back to Apple's camp. Until next time, John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo.